because what I am about to do is going to end the EV revolution forever, and also put my life in danger, because I am about to drive 452 miles, which is 8 hours and 51 minutes, all the way up to the Isle of Skye. Now, I'm going to do that this weekend, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it in the car. And we're going to go through some of the drawbacks that I'm going to encounter along the way. And you can tell me a few more as well. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Click that little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, my friends. Oh, Tesla there. You can hear him as he goes by. Should have got a Tesla. Should have got a Tesla. That's where you went wrong, mate. Should have got a Tesla. Anyway, let's not go into that, Tesla owners. By the way, I will start this video with saying that I talk about electric cars, and I've done many videos about electric cars, and I do love this electric car. It's a Porsche Taycan electric car. I've said before, stay there. I've said before, I love electric cars. I love the way they drive. I just don't like the practicality of them. I just think they're pretty useless in this day and age. And funnily enough, I was flicking through TikTok the other day, and on there was a guy from I can't remember exactly, 1930 odd or whatever, and he was in New York, and he'd got an electric car. So it's not a new idea at all. It's a pretty archaic idea. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that electric cars came before the internal combustion engine. And then we figured out that they didn't work and they were impractical. So then that's why we came out with internal combustion cars. So correct me if I'm wrong, pop it in the comment section down below. Now, as I was saying, this is just my opinion, and you know, there are different opinions on electric cars, and if you're looking at buying electric cars, look at everybody's opinion. Don't just look at my biased opinion of electric cars, although it's my experience. I'm not going to say biased, it's my experience of electric cars, because I get in my car and I know what the electric car community is going to say. They're going to say, well, you're going to go to the Isle of Skye and you're not going to plan your journey. No, I'm not going to plan my journey, because I don't want to have to sit and do a route plan of my journey. I want to get to where I'm going, get in the car and go where I'm going, and just enjoy the journey and fill up along the way or charge up along the way. So no, I'm not, because I don't believe in that. And there are still a lot of drawbacks with electric cars. We'll go into them. I've said a lot of them before, but there are some new stuff that I've got to say, some new things that I've got to say as well that I think are wrong with electric cars. I was saying though, if you do want another opinion on electric cars, let me just get out this junction, then head over and have a look at a guy called EV Man. I'm going to go and meet up with him. I always have a little, it'll be like Doctor Who meeting up with a Cyberman. I'm a little nervous, so EV Man, if you're watching, drop me a text. I'm actually going to go and meet up with him and have a chat, so you can hear both sides of the story. I'm looking forward to that. It's just trying to get our diaries synchronized so that we can actually meet up and do a video with each other. I've watched a lot of his videos, and you know, he makes sense, to be honest, but then it doesn't make sense if you know what I mean, he makes sense with what he's saying, but he seems to have a different is that a different experience to me, let's put it that way. My experience so far has been an absolute nightmare. However, I will say, and I'm going to say it now, he's got a Tesla, so obviously an experience with a Tesla is a different experience with a Porsche or a Nissan or any other different electric car, because Tesla, yeah, we all know their infrastructure is fantastic, it's brilliant, their software is brilliant, but their cars look like they look like a suppository, don't they, really? And that's where you, and I always say that's where you can stick your Tesla. So there we go. Anyway, let's keep driving. Let's get up the motorway, grab a coffee, and I'll let you know how much this was to charge overnight actually at home, give you an idea of cost on electric cars. So come on, onwards. Right, so just about to join the motorway. So I charged this up last night at home, and I have to say, with electric cars, and I'm going to be positive here about them, if you are someone who doesn't really drive many miles and you don't drive far from your home and you have a home charger installed, then these are fantastic. It's great because you just go home at night, plug it in, and then it's charged the next morning. So, and that is the fantastic thing about it. And it cost me, I've got about 74 miles of range left, and this car in summer will get about 270 280 miles of range. 200 in winter, that's the downside, you get less because it's cold. It cost me £18 to charge it overnight. So compared to petrol and diesel, it's way cheaper. I don't know what, do you know what, I don't know what petrol and diesel is now. I haven't been in to a filling station that long. So yeah, if you've got an electric car and you come on, let's go, and you're only going, you know, roundabout to the shops or whatever, or a few miles down the road, brilliant idea. But it's just on long journeys, and that's where the you know, that's where the downfalls are when you're going on long journeys. And we're about to find that out this weekend. I'm filming this on a Friday. Is it Friday today? Yeah, I'm filming this on a Friday. Don't even know what day it is. So we're going to drive up tomorrow, which is a Saturday. I'm going to get the entire journey up to the Isle of Skye. Now, I have had some viewers who live on the Isle of Skye said, "Are you out of your tiny mind?"
You must be out of your tiny minds.
Because apparently the charging network on the Isle of Skye is terrible. However, I have to say, I have filmed in Scotland before. I did John O'Groats to Land's End, and to be fair, I thought Charge Place Scotland or whatever it was, I thought Scotland was pretty good with their charging network, to be honest. I'm going to say better than England, of what I've experienced in England. But no, I'm not going to plan my journey. I'm literally just going to drive up there, and I'm going to do what EV Man said to me when I spoke to him. So EV Man, if you're watching, he said, charge when you can and not when you have to, and you'll be fine. And that is one of the most sensible statements that these evangelists come out with. Because if you do that, then you're never going to get caught out. So I'm actually looking forward to it. We're going to get, I've got my drone with me as well. If it's not windy, we'll use that. We're going to get lots of views along the way. Scotland is a beautiful place. So I'm really looking forward to it. Sarah's out with her mates, from college mates. So she says, why don't you go and do something? So I thought, yeah, great. I'll go and drive to the Isle of Skye in an electric car. So I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't miss out on it. Also, for the foodies among you, because obviously you'll know that I review food on this channel. Well, I'm going to be sampling some of the Scottish fish and chips, hopefully, while I'm up there as well. I'll tell you another thing as well. I'll tell you another thing where it's all wrong. And it's the connectors as well. It's kind of like a VHS Betamax scenario, isn't it? Because you can go to these charging points, and why don't the car companies, the manufacturers, get together and go, right, this is the charger, this is the connector that we're going to use. It's a little bit like, in fact, it's a little bit like Apple. They've got their lightning port, which, you know, now the EU has said they've got to go over to USB-C. And at first, because I'm a massive Apple fan, I thought to myself, do you know what? The EU are out of line. You've got your council kind of workers going, EU, oh, we're going to make them have, they're not from the north, they're obviously from Germany or wherever. We are going to make them have a USB-C socket. And I was like, you can't tell Apple what to do. But really, it makes sense, doesn't it? Every car should have the same connector, because it just confuses things, and it makes it even harder for people who's doing the infrastructure to produce, because they've got to do a charger with two or three different sockets on it. It's ridiculous. And these are the drawbacks with electric cars. There's many drawbacks. There's also many fallacies that aren't true as well. If you look online, you know, there's lots of different things they're saying that, and I don't know whether they're true or not. You can tell me in the comment section. I'm not getting into that, but it's like they say that the batteries are mined by children, by young children who mine the lithium for the batteries, etc. But then you get other people saying, no, that's fake news or whatever. There's so much information online at the moment. Let's pull into this lane before somebody says you're in the middle lane. Now I'm not pulling into that lane, because that lane's going to Sheffield and I'm not going to Sheffield, so I'm in the right lane. Okay, so get away from your keyboard. All right, so there we go. So yeah, there's lots of drawbacks with electric cars, but there's lots of things online and you don't know what to believe. I tell you what I do think though is, with electric cars, we're having them, and I've said this before, shoved down our throats. I guarantee you right now, I guarantee you, unless you've got YouTube Premium where you don't have any adverts, I guarantee you that there will be an EV, and I'm going to say this so that YouTube algorithms picks it up, that there will be an EV, electric vehicle, electric car commercial in this video. You will see an electric car video because you are looking to purchase an electric car. I'm saying that on purpose, you're probably not. In fact, if you've got any sense, you're not. It's been shoved down our throats because that is what the powers that be want us to do. Or is it? They actually don't want us to drive at all, do they? That's the truth of it, because these electric cars are way more expensive than an internal combustion car. You can go out and buy a car for 500 quid, a normal car, but one of these, they're thousands of pounds. So the idea is, in my opinion, is that they're trying to price us out of driving altogether, and that is why there's more bus lanes and more bike lanes. But anyway, this video is about me driving to the Isle of Skye, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to plan it. However, we'll see how it goes. And if I run out of electricity, hey, it'll make for a better video, won't it? I ran out of electric in my electric car. Anyway, come on, onwards. You see, look, that road there, that lane goes to Sheffield. I've done so many videos on this part of the M1, and you've got your keyboard warriors going, did you know that you're driving in the middle lane? You're a middle lane hogger. Maybe you should learn how to drive. And I'm like, no, I'm in the right lane. That's going to Meadowhall, and I certainly don't want to go to Meadowhall. You should need to take your test again. And then you get another one. It's illegal. Driving, talking to your phone. First of all, it's not a phone, it's a fixed camera. and it's not illegal, I'm allowed to talk to a fixed camera. Don't you just love keyboard warriors, eh? The worst thing that ever happened to the world was giving these people keyboards. Anyway, come on, onwards. At least they're watching. Sorry, back again very quickly. Got a caravan in front of us. Quick question. Is there anybody out there who's watching this channel or watching this video who's got an electric car and tows a caravan? If you are one of those people, if there are any, pop it in the comment section down below and I'll pin the comment. I'd love to speak to you and ask you how it actually works if you've got a caravan.
Entering average speed check zone.
Yeah, if you've got a caravan and an electric car, does it work? Is it going to be, because you're going to get hardly any mileage out of your electric car pulling a caravan. Anyway, I've just found out the weather as well, by the way. It's going to be absolutely terrible weather tomorrow. It's going to pee it down on the way up to the Isle of Skye, which is going to make it even more interesting because obviously, as I've said before, there's no roofs over the or canopies over the charging points like there is on a petrol station, because obviously electric and water mixes really well, doesn't it? So that's why they don't put, maybe they don't want us around at all. Just leave the canopies off. When they charge up and it's raining, poof, that's another EV owner gone. Oh, anyway, I'm going to call and get a coffee in a minute and we'll wrap this video up. It's just a quickie really, just to let you know that I'm going to be driving this car to the Isle of Skye, basically let's just put an end to all this electric car madness, shall we? It's just all crackers, isn't it? The world's gone absolutely mad. We've got, what is it, Just Stop Oil protesters that the police are making cups of tea for and not moving them out of the way. They just need a good slap, don't they? I'm not condoning that, by the way. Get out of the way, get off the road. That's what my mum would do. Bloody idiots, get out of the way, you bloody fool. And I mean, I'm not condoning that, but in Germany it's they don't do that, do they? They just drag them off. But you know, we've got governments pushing us into driving electric cars because they know that 70% of us won't really be able to afford one. So get on a bus, get on a bike. That's why you've got your bike lanes that are useless, that have been invented by stupid councillors that have not got a clue, that have sandwiches packed by their wives. It's just, the world's gone absolutely crackers. We've got lawmakers that make electric bikes, what is it, 25 watts or whatever it is as a maximum, when really it should go on speed. And it's about time we got rid of all these absolute, as my mum would say and my dad, bloody fools who try and are in power, because they've got no idea whatsoever, have they? They really haven't got a clue. I mean, look at this, for instance. Answer me this question, and I bet you've never thought of this. Some of you will, if you're clever, right? It used to be called global warming, right? Now it's called climate change, because we've changed it, haven't we? Because we all thought, hang on a minute, oh, it's not really warming up, it's freezing over here and stuff. Oh yeah, we'll call it climate change instead. What a load of cobblers, honestly. The world's gone absolutely nuts. Just stop the world, I want to get off. It's crackers. You've got government officials driving around in armour-plated Range Rovers that get 4 miles to the gallon, V12 engines or V8 engines or whatever, and yet they expect us to drive around in these souped up milk floats. They're absolute fools. Anyway, there we go. That's my rant over with. I need a coffee and a Krispy Kreme. I don't know. Blooming heck. Come on. Onwards. Anyway, I'm pretty sure after I've done the video of me driving from Leeds to the Isle of Skye, that the evangelists will come after me again and my life will be in danger. Some of them actually are quite nice, I've got to say, but some of them are really, I wouldn't say they're evangelists, you see. I'm going to take that back. I'd say some of the people that own electric cars are okay, but your hardcore evangelists, they're proper Cybermen, like they've been taken over and brainwashed, and they're evil. I leave every comment because YouTube holds some comments with profanities sometimes, and I just release them with all the electric car ones. I'm like, go, say whatever you want. I love it, reading it, because they're so, I guess it's pretty good really, because they're passionate about them, but they've just been totally brainwashed with it all. And it makes you think, are they the same kind of people that, you know, that stand on the road going, just stop oil, you know, thinking that it's going to make a difference? These are not that any better for the environment at all. They're not. I mean, I've just charged my car up at home. I can guarantee you that the power that came out of that house, a lot of it probably wouldn't be from wind power, would it? It'll be from, you know, Nottingham's coal-powered station. So it's just defeating the object, isn't it? It's absolutely crackers. And I've actually got a lot of Australian viewers as well who said they'll never work. In fact, I'd like to hear from Australian viewers, because a lot of Australian viewers drive from east to west or west to east. How the hell is that going to work in an electric car? You know, unless Elon Musk is going to put his charging network down there. He just needs to work on how his cars look, doesn't he? The front of them actually looks like Elon Musk, doesn't it? Crikey, blimey! If the front of a Tesla looks like Elon Musk, that means you sat on his face, really, doesn't it? Anyway, come on. Right, we're going to pull into Woolly Edge Services here, grab myself a Costa coffee and hopefully a little bit of a snackette, and we're going to wind this video up. I'm really looking forward to actually going to the Isle of Skye. I've heard it's a beautiful place. The only thing is, EV Man said to me, just be, oh no, I didn't bring my stuff with me. Do you know what? I didn't bring it with me. I'd got some, not mosquitoes, what is it up there? Midges, not midges, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but there's lots of them apparently. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But EV Man says in summer you're going to get bit to pieces. But so there you go. But anyway, can't be any more frightening than the evangelists. It just says there on the sign, by the way, pedestrians in road, be careful. I'm thinking, well, that's the norm now, isn't it? There's always pedestrians in the road with a banner that's made of oil. Anyway, let's go and get a Costa coffee. Come on. Right, milk float off. There we go. And we'll go in and get a coffee. This actually is not a bad service station for charging up. Actually, it's grid serve, which is expensive. To charge your electric car up now, if you charge it at home, yeah, it's a lot cheaper than petrol and diesel, etc. But charging it on the road, it's more expensive, and you'll see that when I do the drive up to the Isle of Skye, because we'll keep a running total of what it's cost me along the way and on the way back as well, and you'll be able to see the actual charging network and the infrastructure and see what it's like. Anyway, enough rambling, come on. Right, I don't actually believe this. This is the first time I've actually seen this. This is unheard of. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 charge points here, look. Electric charge points, grid serve. There's also 2 more over there as well, but they're not high-powered ones. These are high-powered, and there's nobody using them. That is the first time I've actually ever seen that happen. However, on a bank holiday or a school holiday or whatever, them things are going to be absolutely packed, and you're not going to be able to get on them, and that's where the issue lies really, and the problems start. Yeah, there's another two over there. They're not high powered, but that's fantastic. We need lots more like that. But you imagine how many you're going to need to service all the cars on the road. It's going to be insane, isn't it? You're just going to literally have a bank of them, and think how much power that's going to take off the grid. Blimey. Anyway, let's get this coffee. Another charging point, and no one's using it. This is strange. I hope it's going to go like this on the way to the Isle of Skye. Well, you can tell which is the most popular Krispy Kreme. Lotus Biscoff's all gone. No! Right, I'll tell you what really winds me up, okay, amongst other things. This is nothing to do with electric cars. I went to pay for my Krispy Kreme, and the lady behind the counter went in front of me, but add to charity, no. She automatically pressed no. I went to Costa Coffee, and she says, oh, do you want to donate to Mind UK? I was like, no, I don't. No, I haven't got anything against giving to charities. I have automatic deductions come out of my bank account for charities. But we're in a, supposedly, so the media say, a cost of living crisis, although it doesn't look like that looking around me, does it? Everybody's spending money on overpriced coffee and food as well. But, you know, don't hit me with, do I want to give to charity? It pulls on your heartstrings, and it also makes you feel a little bit guilty and a little bit uncomfortable, I think. So all these card companies that do that, stop it. Right, okay, so had my Krispy Kreme, got my Costa coffee, free one that actually. It's not free, is it? You just collect the points, but it's obviously added onto it. But anyway, I think it's free. It's always a bonus. However, points with Costa coffee, never fall into the trap. You'll go, I'll have a Costa coffee, please. Oh, a small, medium or large? You go, I'll just have a small one. And they go, oh, you got a free coffee. Never use your free coffee for a small Costa. Always get a large one. You know, one that looks like a swimming pool. Anyway, so join me. That's not what you're here for. Join me for my journey on the way up to the Isle of Skye. Sugar overload. On the way up to the Isle of Skye in my Porsche Taycan all-electric vehicle. It's going to be fun. It's going to be picturesque, and I'd love you to join me and keep me company along the way. We're going to keep note of how much it's going to cost. We're going to hopefully not encounter any issues. I'm sure we'll get many comments on it from the evangelists as well. Also, by the way, as I say, my opinions of the electric car are just my opinions and my experiences. My experience has been that the infrastructure is terrible. It's been a nightmare every time I've tried to charge up on public chargers. However, head over as well, I'll put his link in the description down below, to EV Man, and you'll see his opinion and his story on electric cars, and he's obviously had a better experience with it. So if you're thinking of buying an electric car, look at all the different facts, ask different people who's got electric cars, not just one person, and you'll see. I'm hoping that it'll be an uneventful journey to the Isle of Skye, and we'll just enjoy it along the way, and we'll have some nice food, nice fish and chips from Scotland. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications when I upload new videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one on the way to the Isle of Skye, which might be in a couple of days because I've got to get up there and film it as well. So hit that subscribe button. I'll see you later. Bye bye.